Welcome back to Moving to Spain. I'm Chin, and today we're exploring Zaragoza. Who should move here, who should maybe not, and how to make a clear decision without wasting months on the wrong street or the wrong expectations. If you're new to the channel, our approach is simple: real life over postcards. I'll give you filters you can apply the day you land, how to pick a neighborhood, how the wind and seasons actually feel, what the job market rewards, what schools realistically offer, how to live car light, and where you trip up if you copy what works in Madrid or Valencia and paste it here. Before we dive in, try this gut check. Imagine your best week. Does it include calmer routines, lower housing costs, strong rail to Madrid or Barcelona, Spanish immersion, and a job in ops, logistics, engineering, or remote work? If you're nodding, Zaragoza might already be whispering your name. If your best week needs a beach every evening, massive nightlife, and English-only corporate roles with top-tier salaries, this city may feel like the wrong tool for the job. By the end, you'll have a decision you can live with and, more importantly, a 7-day landing plan, a street test checklist, and a short list of neighborhoods matched to real lifestyles. Let's go. And the famous cierzo wind that can sweep through like nature's air conditioner or nature's hairdryer depending on the season. Think 4 seasons: hot summers, cool winters, crisp shoulder months. It's Spain without the capital city frenzy and without the Mediterranean beach. In exchange, you get order, value, rail connectivity, and a city that works when you respect its rhythms. What Zaragoza isn't. It isn't a mega nightlife magnet, isn't brimming with English-only roles, and it isn't a daily beach life. What it is? An operations and engineering playground, a logistics nerve center for Iberia and southern France, a university city with plenty of students, and a place where routine wins. Let's match profiles to outcomes. You'll likely thrive if you a remote professional who wants more apartment for your money. Ops, logistics engineering talent who can plug into the plaza ecosystem, a family that wants Spanish immersion with some bilingual options, or a student early career person craving a manageable city that doesn't eat your time or money. You should think twice if you need fast, high-paying, English-only corporate roles. If you want nightly beach runs, if you're extremely wine-sensitive and won't adapt housing for insulation and windows, or if you rely on an older, non-compliant car to drive exactly where you want, exactly when you want, inside low-emission restrictions. Jobs first, because everything else hangs on this. Remote workers, if your income is in EUR or USD, Zaragoza is a value multiplier. You'll pay less for space, and your attention will thank you. Choose housing with one quiet room you can make into a studio, carpet or rug for sound, a heavy curtain, and a desk facing a plain wall. I'll talk internet and neighborhoods later. Local market Zaragoza punches above its weight in logistics, warehousing, transport, supply chain, manufacturing, and engineering. If you have experience in operations, industrial maintenance, process improvement, quality control, procurement, or transport planning, this is fertile ground, especially if you speak Spanish. For hospitality, retail, services, and public administration, there's steady demand, but wages align to a mid-market city, not to capital city bands. English-only roles exist, just fewer. If English-only is your hard requirement, set expectations accordingly, or plan to upskill your Spanish from day one. And if your field is niche, leverage the city's rail position, a 90-minute AVE to interviews in Madrid, and similar to Barcelona, can widen your net without changing your base. Housing and neighborhood rhythm. Zaragoza rewards block-level thinking. The difference between a perfect flat and a frustrating one can be as simple as the orientation, the window seals, or the walk from the tram to your front door. Think in rings and axes, and let me paint the options. Casco Histórico, La Esio, and El Pilar. This is the beautiful historic core, walkable to everything. I always street test for weekend noise, festival routes, and short tourist surges. If you love classic Spain right outside your door, this is your zone. El Tubo and the surrounding streets. Incredible for tapas, culture wonderful in doses. If you need quiet evenings for remote calls, aim for a calmer side street or make sure you have better windows. Delicious, diverse, and practical, with a strong link to Station Delicious for long-distance rail. Check the exact block. Some streets feel village-like, while others run busier. Universidad and Romareda, student energy, green pockets, campus access, and convenient tram and bus corridors. Great for young families and for anyone hunting solid value on a budget. Acture Fernando. Across the river with modern planning, big avenues, shopping nodes, and tranvia access. Try this if you prefer newer buildings and organized grids. Centro and Gran Via classic city feel, services everywhere, and the tram as your spine. Expect tighter budgets, here you're paying for convenience. Park Grande to Sagasta. If living next to the park matters to your routine, running. Kids, weekends this cluster feels premium without being flashy. Now, my street test method before you sign. Visit your block in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. Open the windows, listen for inner patio echoes, and stand still for 2 full minutes. Check for cross ventilation, working blinds, radiators, or a heat pump. And ask for the average summer and winter utility bills. Walk the exact route from your door to your tram or bus stop. If that walk feels unpleasant or unsafe to you at night, walk away. Your life will be that walk repeated hundreds of times. Zaragoza is built for car light life if you anchor around the Tranvia L1 and strong bus spines. The tram is your metronome. It keeps time in your week. A monthly pass, one reliable tram line, and a secondary bus line will cover 80% of your motion. For cars, check your DGT label and the city's low emission. Zone rules, especially around the historic core and weekday daytime windows. If you own a compliant car, great. If not, design your life so the car is optional, not mandatory. Rail is the superpower. The AVE to Madrid or Barcelona is fast and frequent. If you remote, you interview and meet clients in those cities. You effectively renting a cheaper base with first-class access to 2 major markets. ZAZ Airport is smaller. It's fine for selected routes and seasonal links, but not a long-haul hub. For big trips, route through Madrid or Barcelona. Practically, that means Zaragoza is perfect if your everyday is local and your sometimes is national or EU. Landing tip. During your first week, learn your tram stop, your grocery triangle, and your pharmacist's name. Those 3 nodes erase half of your friction. Let's talk whether you can live with Zaragoza. Has hot spells in summer, cold snaps in winter, and the cierzo west-northwest wind that can drop the perceived temperature, clear the sky, or just plain push you down the street. Your defense is housing and routine. For summer, blinds you actually use, crossbreeze, fans, and a realistic plan for a C or a heat pump in at least one room. For winter, decent windows, draft stoppers, and a smart heating schedule. The wind test is simple. Visit the flat on a breezy day, open a window, and listen. If the seals whistle, either negotiate, fixes, or move on. Energy timing matters. Do errands early or later in summer. Move workouts to mornings. Treat hydration like a habit, not a hero moment. In winter, layer up, target sunny side streets, and keep a wind jacket near the door. None of this is extreme. It's just Zaragoza smart. Schools, language, and family rhythm. Zaragoza is a Spanish-forward environment. You'll find bilingual or plurilingual public and charter programs in specific schools. And you'll also find private or international options if you need continuity in English. If your kids are young, the local route pays off, faster language acquisition. Friends who live on your block and after-school sports 5 minutes away. If your teen is mid-I GCSE, IB, or a P, the private or international path is often the least disruptive. Just budget for it and check the commute time. When you tour schools, I ask 5 simple questions. 1. How many hours per week are actually taught in English by stage and by subject? 2. What support is there for newcomers with limited Spanish? 3. How does lunch work? What's the price? What time is it? And what do the menus look like? 4. What after-school activities exist and how do pickups actually work? 5. What's the realistic commuting time from my exact address, not from a map pin? Cost of living, safety, healthcare, and admin rhythm. Let's talk costs first. For the same amount of space, rents sit well below Madrid and Barcelona. Groceries, cafes, and kids' activities feel fair for a Spanish mid-market city. Utilities depend on the building's age and insulation, so I always ask for last year's bills before I say yes. On safety, Zaragoza Center is walkable and relaxed. Like anywhere, I street test nights and weekends. I avoid the few blocks that feel off to me, and I get to know my neighbors. Honestly, the best safety device here is a familiar routine. Same tram, same barista, same pharmacist, same park staff. People recognize your face quickly, and that recognition makes daily life smoother. Healthcare is straightforward if you register properly. I pick a clinic that's easy to reach from my tram line. Pharmacies are efficient and can handle many minor issues without a doctor visit. I also learned the Spanish names for my medications early. This pays off immediately at the counter. And finally, admin rhythm. I add an extra week to anything I think will take 2 days. I keep scanned PDFs of everything. I carry printed copies, and I show up with a calm tone. Zaragoza rewards polite persistence. And that's Zaragoza. Not a headline city, but a life city, a place that gives back exactly what you put into your routines. If this episode helped you get clarity, hit like, drop the next city you want me to cover, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. I'm Chin, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.